Answers sometimes feel so good to receive, don't they? You have been working and searching for so long, and then, it's there. They can bring us calmness and peace, clarity and comfort, or joy and a sense of satisfaction. It's the pursuit for answers that can sometimes get frustrating and just frankly exhausting. Well, the Toddcast is a place that maybe you can glean some nuggets of perspective that can easily apply to you in your position here at Joe Bullard, your home life, your marriage, your relationship with your child, or just somewhere in your everyday life. Remember, as our friend Andy Andrews says, the quality of your answers are only determined by the quality of your questions. Come alongside Todd and I as we explore topics that might not be what you're expecting. Let's get started. Welcome to what we've just now called Conversations with Todd, or Real Talk with Todd. And we're still not sure exactly what this would be called. But this is an exciting introduction. It's an exciting day to kind of really be able to sit down with Todd, who a lot of y'all know. Some of you may not know, or some of you may think you know, and you're not real sure what that guy walking around does, or who knows, probably everything in between.
Right.
But I had a kind of an idea of saying, hey, let me kind of ask Todd some questions that maybe some people can relate to, and let's hit them with it. So I have not, one quick note is I have not prepped Todd with any of these questions. I asked for permission for that so that he was aware that I'm going to put him on the spot a little bit, but I have not prepped him with any questions. So what I want to do first, Todd, is if you would tell us what you do with our company, give us a little details on that, and we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, some of you guys think that I'm just a bald, creepy guy walking around. I do have a purpose. I might still be bald. I'm not creepy, I promise. Well, at least I think I'm not. Anyway, so I'm the chaplain that comes around, and that is a kind of an outdated word. We were talking about that earlier.
Absolutely.
That not a lot of people know what a chaplain is. Think of me as kind of a coach or a guide. Mm-hmm. It was a word that we kicked around earlier. I'm someone that you can talk to. You can bounce ideas off of. You can talk to me about things that you're going through in your life, issues that you are struggling with. If it's financial, if it's relational, if it's work-life balance, there's all sorts of things that I have the opportunity to talk with people about. But I will real quickly tell you kind of the three basic services that I do for the company. I show up once a week. I call those rounds. So if you do see me walking around, that's what I'm doing. I'm making rounds. The idea is that even if you're busy, I'm going to try to get your attention and wave at you. If you're really busy, I'm not going to bother you at all. I don't want to interrupt your work, but I do want to be available if you need me to be available. So if you see me walking around, say hey to me, introduce yourself. If you haven't met me yet, I would love to find out more about you. And if you need to stop me and talk to me about something, you can do that then. The second thing that I do is what I call care sessions, and that is where we go a little bit deeper. So say someone is having an issue. I've had one that popped up this week with another company. Had a parent die unexpectedly, and it was a parent who was not connected to the person that I see on a weekly basis. They kind of lost that contact. So there's a lot of emotions that comes with that. So this person is wanting to sit down and talk through that. You know, how do I deal with grief? And I should be grieving over this parent, but I really I had grief for that parent when I lost him the first time, you know, when my relationship with him was destroyed the first time. So I'm walking with a person, sitting down with them, and that will probably take 45 minutes to an hour. That's a care session. So if you need to sit down, like I said earlier, talk about relationships, talk about finances, talk about parenting, talk about whatever it is that you need to talk about, I'm available for that. And it's non-judgmental, guys. I've heard it all. There's nothing that you can say that I haven't already heard in some form or fashion. And so please understand that. The second thing you need to know about that is that it's confidential. And so whatever you tell me, I don't run back to Ty, or I don't run back to a GM or to someone that's a direct report and tell them what you said. I don't even tell them that we met unless they help set up the meeting. they wouldn't know that we met. And so understand that it's confidential. And the only 2 times that that's not the case is if you are threatening harming yourself or someone else, then I am legally obligated to tell someone. All right, so that's the second thing. The third and last thing is that every employee, when they come on board, gets a onboarding packet, right? And in that packet, there's a card that has my information on it. And on that card is a cell number, is a care line, which is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week hotline that goes to a paging system, and that paging system calls me. And if you're ever needing me in an emergency in the middle of the night, that's the way to contact me, because I won't necessarily hear the phone ring, but I will hear the page. So that's the way to handle that. And you can call me 24/7. 365, and I will be back in touch with you once I get the page. And so that's usually about 5 minutes. Sometimes it can take as long as 20 minutes. But that's for people who are in a really bad situation really quickly. I've had someone call that number who was contemplating suicide. I had someone call that number who had a knock on their door from the police, and they didn't know what to do because the police was coming for them. And so hopefully none of you guys that are hearing this will ever have to go through either of those situations. But if you do, I'm always a phone call away. So that's kind of the basic 3 things that I do as a chaplain.
Todd, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for the time.
Can't wait to have you back. And until next time, we'll have another session of Conversations with Todd. So thanks so much for joining us.